Hello everyone, this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to the Sims 4 Vampire Amazon Royal Saga with the Salazar Coven. We are picking up with our priestess, Lady Katherine Dragon, and the male chosen for her by the Queen to breed with, Ronald Salazar, who I am very excited about because this pairing is definitely going to give me a dusky-skinned child. All we have to hope for is that the child is a female because we've had 5 boys in a row and we really need another girl because our age gap between the second and third daughter in the clan is, or in the coven, is becoming a bit wide. So fingers crossed Juno does get a younger friend, cousin, something, okay? Someone. She needs someone in the coven. I mean, granted, the two oldest daughters right now, they are in the same companion group, made up of, a bunch of other males. And the next girl to be born is going to start her own companion group, and she's going to have the next set of children who are younger joining that group. And I think um, Prince Daryl is going to be part of that. Prince Daryl is going to be part of the younger companion group. So he's not going to be hanging out with Kyra and Juno and such. So, anyways, we need to get this going. We need to get this show on the road. But before we do that, let's quickly go over what we saw in the mini movie. Basically, Ronald presented himself for breeding in the throne room, as the males always do. Katherine took him away so that they could have some private time. And Ronald just could not control himself because he was not behaving. As soon as they stepped out of the throne room, he was like all over Katherine and he kind of looked scary. At one point, I was like, oh my goodness, it looks like he's going to devour her. But he was just saying that it's not every day we get served a priestess on a platter. So, I just couldn't control myself. And I think Katherine was enjoying the attention. And she said, well, we're not in private yet. We should take this upstairs in case someone walks in on us. And so Ronald, he was like, make haste, my lady. I'm running up the staircase because I cannot wait to get this on. So that's what happened between them. And then we jump to my favorite part of the mini movie, which was in the training ground with Lady Guinevere and Princess Kyra. Now, it began a bit more officially than the meetings normally go. So the champion was referring to Kyra as Princess Kyra, and likewise, the princess was referring to her aunt as Lady Guinevere, because I think this is the first kind of session they've had as mentor and mentee, so it was important to make it feel a bit serious and official. And then essentially, Guinevere was getting the princess's physical training underway, and she was teaching her that, a warrior's rage is the most dangerous or terrifying, is the most terrifying weapon, because that's the first thing that disarms your opponent. And so she kind of started baring her fangs at the princess, and I think Kara got a little bit intimidated because, she's always been behind the champion, being protected by the champion. So having herself thrown on the opposite end where the champion was, glaring at her and showing her fangs, it was kind of scary. But Guinevere was telling the princess, don't hide from it, face it in equal measure, right? And so the princess said she'll try, but that's kind of a little session we saw between them outside. And I don't know what it is, but I love all of the moments or the segments with Guinevere and Kyra. I love the bond they're making with each other. I love the time they spend with each other. Even in the previous episode, they had that little bit outside where Kyra was just saying how excited she is to become a teen so that she can start training with Guinevere. And then this episode, we saw the training scene. I just love it. So we can dive into the episode. We need to get this breeding done, and then we can take a look at Kyra as she's being mentored by Guinevere if she's not already tied by that point. So let's dive right on in. And Katherine, she's gonna make some progress with Ronald. We don't want to just be friends. No, 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 no. We want to... I mean, I'm sure he's single. I'm sure he's single, but why not? Let's go ahead, blow a kiss. We will... not... Well, confess attraction feels a bit heavy. Feels a little bit heavy. Let's kiss hands. We'll do that. We'll do that. And the reason why I went with Ronald is because I did not want to take any risks with them having a dusky skinned child. With these two, they're essentially the same skin tone, if not really close to each other. So their kid should definitely turn out that beautiful, like with that beautiful tan skin. And that's exactly what I want. Plus, I felt, a female that has that black hair and purple eye combo would actually be really pretty. Because if we... Oh, his eyes are closed. Open your eyes, honey. Open your eyes. Nice and wide. Okay, if we take a look at Ronald, he has that lovely skin tone that we know. He also has black hair, and he's got purple eyes. So previously I have been mixed up in that I couldn't remember whether we had pink eyes, and we actually don't have pink eyes among the vampires right now. We've got periwinkle and we've got purple. So Ronald has the purple eyes, which means a daughter that he has with Katherine, a daughter that he has with Katherine is going to have the black hair and the purple eyes, which I think would look very, very pretty. And it would be different from the two girls we already have because they have fair skin, they've got red hair, and they've got yellow eyes. So I was really excited about this particular match. So let's get these two. Ask about his woohoo interests. We'll ask a risque question. And let's go and do a bit more. Let's ask about romantic interests, maybe. We'll do that. And let's see. We'll do a pickup line. Things are suggestive. Okay, we can dive into that first kiss, which is great, Okay, Ronald. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the slightly different approaches the different males have to this whole breeding thing. I mean, some of them are a bit shy. They need to be led by the ladies. Others are a bit more sure of themselves. Others are more kind of, let's get down to business. And then we have the slightly more emotional ones. And then we have those like Ronald that are like very eager and just cannot wait. And it's almost like in this scenario, they are the predator rather than the ladies themselves. So okay, we can dive into this. We are going to try for a baby with Ronald. Let's go ahead and see. Let's dive on in, you two. Dive on in. Come on. Let's get going. Let's get going. I know it took us ages to finally get to the dragon sisters, like one of the dragon sisters, but finally it's Katherine's turn, everyone. It's Katherine's turn to have a little one of her own. Fingers crossed it is a girl. As much as I want my 3 princesses, I mean, even if she has a girl, we'll have like heaps of chances for the queen to have a 3rd princess. But I'd love it if, like, I just want another girl right now. And a vampire girl at that. Because I want the vampire girl to not be that far apart in age from Juno. But at this point, it seems as though that is going to be the case. Like Juno, she is going to turn into a teen in about a week's time. She's not here, but I'm pretty sure her birthday falls in the autumn caravan. So literally, by the time the next, I mean, unless it's Catherine's one, by the time the next girl is born, Juno may very well be a teen, and that's like such a huge age gap to have, I feel. So even story-wise, I suppose, it makes sense how the next girl to be born is going to have her own group of companions with younger kids, because they're just too far in age from the older group at this point. Okay, let's take a pregnancy test to see if she was successful in that breeding. Let's see, Katherine. And also, I feel like the priestess would be seen as someone who is favored by the goddess. So any male that breeds with her will probably consider themselves very lucky, because the priestess is almost like someone untouchable, you know? But I feel like all of the ladies in their own way... Oh, Catherine's not pregnant. What? We need to go for number 2 now. Take 2. Take 2. But I feel like all the ladies in their own way is kind of a little bit untouchable. The queen's the flippin' queen. And then the... Actually, maybe not the broodmother. The broodmother would be very approachable, I feel. The scholar kind of feels very approachable too. I guess even looking at personality-wise. Whereas I feel like Guinevere would be someone who's a bit terrifying and unapproachable, because she is the flippin' champion and she's an accomplished champion. So not everyone gets access to her. Like, you know, she chooses her own mates. And then you have the priestess, who I feel is very sheltered, which is why she would kind of be like a delicacy, you know, a rarity. She's kind of sheltered, kept away from everyone, and favored by the goddess. So that makes sense to me. And then the castle keeper, I feel like wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like Elaine wouldn't be, because she's just a castle keeper. She would be kind of in the same category as Meredith and Lagatha, the Skull and Broodmother. I feel like if a vampiress is more accomplished, then, or depending on, you know, the importance of their role in the coven, they become the more rare partners to mate with or to breed with, because they're not people that, you know, the average folk get to see, or soldiers get to see that often. So it's kind of fascinating. Okay, well, hopefully take 2 was more successful than take 1. And I don't remember if anyone else didn't conceive, like, on the first try. I'm sure we have had someone who hasn't conceived on the first try, but it's been a while. I hope that's not a bad omen. I hope that is not a bad omen. That definitely saddened her a bit. Did she succeed? Yep, she succeeded this time around. Okay, so 12 p.m. 12 p.m. That means we need to set an event. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so on Tuesday at 12 p.m. is when she's going to go into labor. Let's see, just a house party. Host is going to be Katherine, Eden, Guinevere, Serana, and Kyra. Guests, definitely Ronald. I'll invite Lagatha, Meredith, Elaine, Juno. Okay, who else do we want here? Unfortunately, they're not that close to Beau. Beau is Ronald's twin. Otherwise, that would have been nice to invite them. But I suppose we could invite the princes. Actually, the Dravagers. I mean, they're cousins with the Dravagers, so I guess their children wouldn't exactly be that close. Maybe we'll invite over Rusty. And we'll invite... why not Daryl? I'll invite Daryl. Fill it up with some of these kids. Even Channing. And Xander wouldn't exactly be that close, I think. I don't think Xander would be that close. But why not? I'll try and invite as many of the kids as possible so they can at least meet and know each other. I feel like that's kind of important. So we'll do that. Not a whole lot of guests, which is okay. Yep, Eden's Court, 12 p.m. There we go. Nice. So that is something that we have to look forward to, for sure. I'm going to get rid of that because we don't want to have that silly prank day thing going on. Okay. Well, that was a successful venture, which is good to know. She's going to go and tell Ronald the good news. And then Ronald is going to leave us in a bit. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Nice. Good job, Ronald. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Actually, this is a good time to take a look at Ronald. Let's reset him and take a look at him. Let's take a look at him and study him. So there we go. This is Ronald. I think he is a nice looking sim. He's got good features. He's got beautiful eyes, which is what matters. He's got beautiful skin, beautiful eyes. So I am very excited to see a potential daughter they could have. And then Katherine, she is pretty. Katherine, I think, is quite beautiful. So their kid should look pretty, I think. She's got lovely eyes as well. He's got lovely eyes as well. Now, interestingly enough, like her eyes are kind of, I feel like, in the middle in terms of like bug eyiness or eye size. It's like in the middle of what Ronald's is and what Eden's is. Like Kyra's got bigger, more bug eyes than her, and so does Ronald. Eden and Guinevere, they're on the very small end, which I'm not too fond of, and then Katherine and Elaine, they're kind of in the middle there, which I think looks quite nice and pretty as well. Okay, let them be. Kyra, meanwhile, is over here getting trained by Guinevere, as you can see. Guinevere's like mentoring her. She's like cheering on from the back. She's giving her instructions, trying to build up her fitness. So there we go. And then, of course, we have to have the regular training with the, like with Guinevere. So this is one thing that the princess, like a skill she's developing. And then we want to have the princess's powers being trained as well, because remember, the princess has to, and then, you know, Juno will go through this too eventually, she has to have all of the vampiric strength before she's able to... Is there anything else they need to have, or is that it? Do they have to have Child of the Moon? I'm not too sure. I don't think they have to have Child of the Moon. I think they just have to have all the vampiric strength. Maybe they have to have Child of the Moon. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think it's just the vampiric strength, and then they start dueling with the champion. I think that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they might have to have all of the Child of the Moon. Maybe that's what needs to happen. So they have to have all of the occult powers, the strength powers, and then the Child of the Moon. So she really has to develop... How's she going with this? How far along is her fitness skill, actually? She's on 3, which is good. And her relationship with Guinevere is definitely improving. She's very impressed by Guinevere, I think. Okay, we're going to put an end to this. She likes fitness. That's good. And she is going to get some one-on-one training in terms of vampiric powers as well from Guinevere. So let's actually go ahead and turn autonomy on so everyone can go about and do their own thing. Ronald can hang out with us for a bit. That's fine. Okay, you done? Let's stop yelling at the princess because she wants to get some vampiric power training from you. And she's still feeling the strange thirst because her powers are still manifesting. Oh. No! She's tense! Okay, she's gonna be tense for a little bit. Oh no. Can we not? Let's talk. Let's vent. Maybe she can help you process your emotions a little bit better, and then you'll be in the zone to do some training. Okay, she's gonna vent to Aunt Guinevere. Okay. Let's see. Emotions gonna fix themselves. Let's see how doing. Actually, we could get that emotional stability. Right, she's feeling better. She's feeling better. So we are gonna go and get some training done. What? Now Guinevere's tense. She doesn't like mischief, and she's being mischievous. Guinevere, how long is this? How long is this gonna? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. We are going to get her some emotional stability potion because I think we've got some lying around. Let's take a look. That's plentiful needs. Emotional stability. Drink this and be in the zone to train because that's important. Okay, let's see. I can totally see Guinevere being like, oh, that was so unsophisticated of me. Okay, is Ronald coming to train over here? Coming to take a look at his beloved champion? Because, you know, the champion is the leader of the soldiers and they all look up to her. Plus, she's like the hero of the empire. Look at him. He's a good soldier. He's like training. Okay. She's in a better mood. Kyra, how dare you? Kyra, come back here. Come back here. This is why we have the... No. Okay, you know what? Now I realize why I had autonomy off. Because these guys, they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. This is why I had it off. So that they can literally follow instructions. Because my instructions are to train. So, unfortunately, I gotta take them right back. Come on, Kyra. Get your butt back in there. You can't leave the training ground just yet. We still have to get your, like, vampiric basic training done. So let's go ahead, request training. We need to develop your powers. And then we're gonna have to make sure that we're frequently inviting over we're getting the physician to invite over the blood givers so they can drink because that gives them, like, helps their power meter go up as well. That's a good way to hone her abilities. Okay, she's trying to focus. You can do it. You can do it. We have faith in you. Yeah, she's making a little bit of headway. And then when she's done with this, we want her to dive into some meditation, dark meditation. That's going to help her as well. And we need to make sure we're doing this whenever we have time. Especially right now because we don't have multiple teenagers. So the focus is going to be primarily on Princess Kyra. Okay, she's doing her dark meditation. We're going to call over the blood givers in a second. And then we're going to get Kyra, since the energy, well, her thirst is not that far down, but yeah, it's not exactly full. So we'll definitely get her to drink as well, and that should help a bunch. So let's get Lady Serana to call over the first blood givers. Let's get the blood givers over. And then we'll probably take you guys inside and we'll do some drinking. Let's wait for these guys to go through. Also, we have some plasma fruit trees that Serana has planted. So there's that, which is quite nice. Where are you guys going? They're like all over the place. Okay, let's go for this one here. Blood Giver 1. Let's go and compel for a deep drink. Unfortunately, we can't bring them over to this corner, I suppose. I mean, Serana could if she wanted to. She could be like, hey, everyone, gather in the training ground because you need to all give your blood to the princess, to the heiress. She could have done that, I suppose. That's fine. Princess is going to head on inside. She's going to grab herself a drink. If we can do it in that cycle, I think that'll be good for us. If we can do this in that cycle, that would actually be really good. Okay, here we go, here we go. She must be exhausted from all that training. I mean, it was a first session with Lady Guinevere. Okay. Here we go, Princess. Let's get those abilities up. Let's grab ourselves a solid drink. Let the other ladies be horrified by your primal side. I was about to say majesty and grace, but I was like, wait a second, no, this is more terrifying. This is like primal and terrifying. Ah. How far we have come. Back in the day, the human population used to be brainwashed and drunk from. Now the vampires have willing volunteers who also go crazy over time, but willing volunteers. Okay. So Princess is done. She's feeling quite proud of herself. She's quite happy, and that makes me happy. But finally, since training is more or less complete, she can go and have some off time to do what she wants. She wants to chat with Douglas. That's an interesting person to want to chat with. Katherine over here, pregnant Katherine, she wants to flirt with Blaze, and Blaze is Kyra's father. And then she wants to chat with Douglas as well. So curious. Ronald over here. Stargaze with Dylan. Well, I mean, I guess you could. We'll put that down, because we might get to. But they're friends? Okay. Okay. Dylan is his half-brother, so, nothing out of the ordinary can happen there. Okay, Eden wants to stargaze with her son. That's kind of sweet. Serana wants to stargaze with Eden. Okay. Well, whenever the stars come out, which I don't think is going to be at this point in time, I guess you can go stargaze with Eden. I'm a tad bit concerned, not going to lie. Just a tad bit, but I suppose you can go stargaze with her. Right, well, why don't we invite Douglas over? I think the easiest way to do that would be to end this gathering and to invite over the Magical Research Society, because Douglas is a part of that, and then everyone who wants to interact with him can go and interact with him. So Azura is going to hang out here as well, just a little bit. I wonder if things are going to become awkward with Serana. Oh my goodness. She's flaring in the sun. You know what that means, guys? That means Azura is probably an immortal. Oh my goodness, she is a hybrid. But that means she's probably an immortal, because she's flaring up in the sun. All we'd have to do is take in front of the mirror and see. Huh. So she'd be like Xiomara. Oh. Okay, that's something to keep an eye on. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Okay, Douglas. They're like Douglas. He's flaring up in the sun, and he was invisible in the mirror. That's the way to check immortality, actually. Check the mirror to see what it says. Okay, Douglas. And Rick is the same. Rick is kind of an immortal as well. Oh, well, we don't know if he's an immortal. He's a hybrid, that's for sure. Okay, as soon as Douglas goes in... How does the princess know Douglas is my question? She just wanted to talk about... You know what? We'll just talk about the Magical Research Society. Why not? Maybe she's curious about that. But I love that she adores fitness, because that means she is going to be quite focused. Do we not want to talk about the Magical Research Society? Actually, now I know why. I forgot for a second, but then it clicked to me why she would be friends with Douglas, because he's a spellcaster, and our princess is very fascinated by spellcasters. So let's go and chat with him. let's go over. Or is he going to come? No, you're going to go to him. That's fine. Oh yes, guys, like I was saying, Kai's companions, it is filled out now, and Lord Xander aged up into a child, so he's joined the group too. This is him! Isn't he adorable? This is him. He's like the one and only spellcaster that is part of this, like part of Kyra's companions. Everyone else is a vampire. But he's still nobility, so he can take part, which I think is pretty cool. That a spellcaster boy will actually be able to make friends with some of the others. And hopefully with time, he builds some good relationships with them. And, he's not outcasted and kind of forgotten like Douglas and Rick. I feel like they've been more or less forgotten. Okay, the princess is going to chat with him like from there. Yeah, she's probably wanting to know all about the Magical Research Society, the kind of things they're working on. That's really up her alley. Those kind of things, really up her alley. Okay, well, why don't we... Who else? Katherine wanted to chat with Douglas as well. Let's brood about being a vampire. Why not? We'll go ahead and do that. I'm so excited for Katherine, guys. I'm so excited for her. Because, a different set of twins is getting to expand their bloodline. Lagatha and Meredith are more or less the same. Guinevere and Eden are more or less the same. But finally, we have the Dragon Sisters. So that's pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead. Do a little bit of chatting here. I'm curious, guys. Out of Katherine and Elaine, who's your favorite twin? I feel like a bunch of you guys did tell me back in the day when they aged up, but, it's been a... Oh, this is awkward. It's been a solid while, so I'm a bit... Let's compliment his outfit. I'm a little bit hazy on that. This is so funny. Serana's just taking a dump. Meanwhile, these two just chat with each other over here. Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny. They're kind of scandalized by this whole thing. Sorry, Serana. Didn't mean that. Let's discuss for your authors. What texts do they refer to? I feel like Katherine reads kind of ancient texts written by previous priestesses on magic and such. So she might be curious about the sort of magic that, like devil magic and all that. So she might be curious about the kind of magic the spellcasters have. Okay, did anyone else want to meet with Douglas? No. Then we had Blaze. Is this already done? Yeah, we had Blaze and Dylan. Now, I think Blaze and Dylan are in one company. They're in the Tier 2 company. Yeah, excellent. That means we can actually invite or start a gathering with the soldiers. And it's 8 p.m. actually, so why don't we get Serana to go stargaze with the Queen, because it is night out and they should be good. Can we ask... Oh my goodness, hold on a second. We can ask to turn? If we weren't a spellcaster, which we are. That's so cool, though. Okay, do we want to... Let's stargaze. Also, that new option, guys, asking to have a science baby, like, isn't that interesting? Like, now your Sims could do that. I wonder if that, like, you could just choose the gender of your child if you did that, because I haven't messed around with it at all. But that'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? In this context, I would imagine it would be, like, some sort of magic they use to do this, not science baby, like, a magical baby. Maybe devil magic, like, who was it? Morgana did back in the day. Maybe. But I wouldn't want to mess with that. I kind of like doing it the way we do it. The traditional route. Are we gonna go out to stargaze? Can we go out to stargaze? Is she gonna... Yep, let's go stargaze. Let's go stargaze! Is Eden up for it? Queenie, are you up for it? Yes, she is. Nice. Okay. Why does she look so... Oh, she's embarrassed. I was like, why does she look so miserable? It's because she's embarrassed. That's why. The poor thing is embarrassed that she was taking a dump in the bathroom, and then the princess... Was it Katherine? I think Katherine and Douglas were just talking to each other in there. Oh goodness, just awkwardly on the side. You cutie. Okay, we'll let these two stargaze with each other. Lovely. So while that's happening, and it's a completely friendly thing, I'm pretty sure. Right, Katherine, you wanted to flirt with Blaze. I don't know what's going on with Katherine and Blaze, but it intrigues me that there is something going on here. Okay, where is Blaze? Where is Blaze? Blaze? Where'd you go? Has she not met Blaze? Because that would fascinate me. Like, she hasn't met Blaze and she wants to flirt with him. Like, in what context? That would really fascinate me. Okay, where is Blaze? Blaze, where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh, he's in the pool. Okay. Well, she's gonna come down here. She seems to have some romance with him from when, I don't know. But she wants to flirt with him. So we'll let her. But obviously, maybe in like one of those periods where she was staying at Castle Sheba, because when she's not in Castle Eden, she's frequently at Castle Sheba with his sister. So maybe during that time, she and Blaze kind of got close. That'd be interesting. Are we gonna go down? Because Blaze is on a whole other level, honey. Blaze is down by the pool. Okay, she's gonna head on down. Maybe they'll rekindle their flame. I don't know. Did Blaze ever confess to her? I'm not entirely sure. I know Myron later on confessed to Eden, but then nothing happened with them. But there was definitely something he said. Oh, come on. Blaze, where'd you go? You're not in the pool anymore. Please work with us. Please work with us. She doesn't even know. I think she wants to, but then she keeps thinking about it and questioning whether or not she should. So maybe that's why she keeps going to all these different places and not where she's supposed to be. She's second guessing herself. Okay, come on. Come on. Look at him. Let's have a bit of a flirtatious thing with Blaze. I wonder how he's gonna feel about this. Okay. He was okay with it, just a little bit. There is some romantic interest on both sides for them. So that's kind of cool. I feel like ever since the princess has been born, he's kind of been hands-off when it comes to the queen. And then Ronald wanted to stargaze with Dylan. Okay, where is Dylan? Dylan's also here. Well, let's stargaze. I mean, I guess it's good for them to be so involved with their brothers and want to have this sort of bond. Oh my goodness, look at Myron! Look at our commander, he looks so cool. With his hood. Our commander, he looks so cool. Looks like an assassin, doesn't he? I love it. That is what a commander should be like. Training with the champion right over here. And what are you doing, Ronald? What are you doing? Look at Dylan, he's out here in his swim shorts. Can we stargaze? Please? Let's stargaze. Focus. Focus. This is time we're spending with each other. Let's focus. Come on. Come on. But yeah, he doesn't have a close relationship with all his brothers, I suppose. Actually, Beckett is the only brother he doesn't have that close of a relationship with. And Frederick. Frederick? Yeah, I don't think... Look, he doesn't even know Frederick. doesn't even know Frederick. He's close with his twin Beau, and then he was close with old Ray, Dylan, and Cody, those triplets. But Cody, he passed on in the previous generation, but Ray and Dylan is still here. And I guess he's maintained that close bond with Ray and Dylan, so that's kind of cute. But okay, guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.